Not just t-shirts and hoodies, but we do have plenty of those, and new designs for that matter. You can also get mugs, and of course our brand new limited Amber Turds stained blanket. That's right, just for your bed or wherever you need it. So head on over to Mixed Tees now and get all your apparel and goodies for Midnight's Edge.
Get up, wake up, this is your final warning. It's time for Midnight's Edge in the morning. The gang is ready to go and it's time for the show. It's time for Midnight's Edge in the morning.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Midnight's Edge in the middle of breakfast for Paul Chateau.
Lunch.
Which is always a pleasure. Or lunch, or brunch, as it were. Chateau, of course, is up early. It's as befits someone of his seniority.
Oh.
So, yeah, joining me today is obviously Paul Chateau in the middle of lunch.
Yeah, no one needs to see me eat, so I'm going to bow out until I'm done.
Also joining us is Scribe Light.
Good morning, everybody. Happy. It's Wednesday, isn't it? It's been a weird
Yes.
week. Wednesday.
It's the final Wednesday of August. Time
Oh my gosh.
sure flies, doesn't it?
Happy Hump Day, everybody.
Indeed. And finally, we have Chris Brawley. How's it going, my friend?
Going well. And because I know nobody wants to look at me, I'll put up this fancy Sydney Sweeney working at Cracker Barrel avatar.
Yeah. And not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but we had like that discussion behind the scenes. If Cracker Barrel wants to fix everything, they need to make that thing that on that shirt actually happen.
Yeah.
Have Sydney Sweeney go and say, "Oh, I love eating at Cracker Barrel. It's so traditional. Everything is going to be fine."
Yes. And they
Yeah.
serve breakfast all day, Paul.
Indeed, and the same thing if they start if she starts sipping Bud Light, that's also going to help. And if they were to do a sequel to Red Sonja with Sydney Sweeney, it's going to be $1 billion hit.
She's the woke brand fixer.
Yeah. She absolutely is. So that is hilarious. So, of course, today, everyone, we will be talking a little bit about Cracker Barrel. We haven't spoken too much about it. Full disclosure, I have never been to a Cracker Barrel for obvious reasons, but I know many of the other panelists have, and some of us even have made some videos about it, like Mr. Chateau, who are very prepared to speak about what's going on here. We have some more rumors and denials from this behind the scenes of Avengers Doomsday, so we'll talk about that and quite a few other things. We also have a couple of super chats to get us started here. As usual, Dr. Longdongler sends £1.99, reminding everyone to smash that like. So yeah, please do. We do not want to annoy the squirrel or the hamster, as it were. And then we have a huge super chat from Shadow Dancer, the Red Mage, who sent us $50. Thank you so much. And he says, like Bud Light, Cracker Barrel should have focused on their product quality and service first. A turd in a jewelry box is still called amber. So nice one right there. Word of mouth is still the best marketing campaign. It isn't that hard to keep your brand consistent and cut costs. Yeah, without cutting customers in the process, ideally. So we will, of course, get into this. But thank you so much for the donation, Shadow Dancer. That is much appreciated. Also, on that note, Shadow Dancer has been a member for 35 months, and he says, Cracked Barrel, we're not sorry for the changes, we're just sorry that you noticed. Also, Cracked Barrel buried Uncle Herschel. Disney buried Uncle Remus. Cough, cough, 1984. Yeah, nice going there. That's actually a very good comparison. So, Let's see if there are some other super chats here that deal with Crackle Battle. Well, yeah, actually, has Chris Brawley gone trans? Nice hooters, Chrissy.
I'm just a man living my best life with Sydney's face and Cracker Barrel's soul. That's me.
Oh,
Indeed,
there you
yeah.
go.
And then we have ActionCom. I'm so glad to see you, my friend. You've been missed in the daytimes. And he says for $5, when is somebody going to run up and rip off the mask of the Cracker Barrel CEO to reveal it was Alyssa Heinerscheid all along?
There you go.
That's a nice one. Yeah, it was Alyssa all along.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you and your dumb dog.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the latest thing to be Heinerscheided. So let's actually start.
Oh, wait,
with-
ActionCom's got one more comment. Did you see that?
Yeah, we got one more here. He says for another $5, America Cracker Barrel, Norwegian knekkebrød barrel. Nice one. Oh, I'm not sure that knekkebrød and cracker is not quite the same, although they do sound very similar. I will grant you that. And I also have to grant that the best knekkebrød is actually Swedish. As much as it pains me to admit, but that's how it is.
Oh my gosh.
But yes, with that Cracker Barrel, it's been a lot. And I also have to say that compared to some other woke rebrandings we have seen, this one wasn't that bad. I've seen worse. But the really big thing to me is that people are tired of everything that even reeks of woke, because this is one time when I think the backlash, and I am not in any way challenging the legitimacy of the backlash, but where the backlash was maybe bigger than the original thing warranted. Or what say you? You have some experience with commercial design and ads and everything like that.
You're talking to me?
Yes.
So I think the backlash is way overdone. I'm actually in the middle of producing a video on exactly that topic, that I think the level of large scale manipulation of individuals has gotten just too far. This is stupid. I mean, the Sydney Sweeney thing on the left was stupid. So I comment on some of the vernacular that the left seemed to commonly use, and now the right. I think this is the right have been taken for a ride. I think this is their version of the Sydney Sweeney contretemps. And they're using the same vocabulary. More people have commented on this than have actually gone to Cracker Barrel or even heard of it. This is just a giant social media gang on, whatever. And
we're gonna go with the gang bang. I think what you mean is pile on.
Pile on.
But,
Thank you. Pile on. And I think this is.
Let's go with gang bang. Yeah.
I think this is just more indicative of just how stupid we've all become, and we're all being manipulated. And I've come to a very interesting conclusion. I think the spiking of the football in the end zone on this, I think, is a little bit too premature, because think about just what Cracker Barrel has managed to do. I did some more research, watched Robbie Starbuck's video. They're a very deep DEI company. Yes. With a long history of it. Now that they have capitulated and gone back to the old logo, no one is asking them to deal with all the BlackRock bullshit that they've been infused with, because BlackRock owns 14%, Vanguard owns 10+% of the company. They're not going to want to get them out of this DEI maelstrom. Yes, apparently they have abandoned the what the hell is that thing called? The human rights.
Oh yeah, that's the CRS thing.
Although reading on that, they were deep in there, to the point where some of their executives are on the board of both of the organizations. So yeah, so my video is all about don't count your chickens before they hatch, gang. Don't just walk away now and go, yeah, we got it. No, the logo is just a symbol of something. It's just bullshit. It's window dressing. If they manage to maintain all the DEI bullshit and not make any changes to the restaurant, then who's won?
Well, this
So
is
what you are saying, so what you are saying is that the backlash, it's not that it was too big, it's that it was misguided and it was targeting the wrong things. And if anything, now when
Yeah.
they're in the public spotlight, now is when you really need to pile on the pressure
Yes.
and not
Mhm.
give in.
That's my point, and I'm the only person who's mentioning that. I think they've been conned. The conservatives have been conned.
So the logo change is actually a lot similar to what's happening in colleges that are being forced to get rid of their DEI programs, and a lot of them, what they're doing is they're just changing the names on
Exactly.
on the doors.
Yeah.
And so what? And the
Cracker
thing
Barrel
is,
has done that.
Yeah.
They actually have changed the name of their DEI program.
yes, yeah. So Cracker Barrel had a program called Delta, which was the Diverse Employee Leadership Talent Advancement Program. Which is basically just an excuse to hire people on the basis of what they look like and put them into leadership positions in order to, pad their percentages and look good, amongst other things. Yeah, no, the logo change is just the most visible manifestation of this coming up where people noticed. Because a lot of this stuff happens in corporations that is all behind the scenes. Unless you're looking at their yearly reporting or you're really paying attention to shareholder meetings or something, it just nobody notices. It's not news. It's nothing anybody reports on, at least not until relatively recently, because for the last 10, 15 years, nobody cared. And you only heard about it when like the most egregious thing happened. Well, this is the most egregious thing. But yeah, no, Paul's right. Just like with the colleges changing their names and things, you have to keep on these guys. But here's the real problem, is that even though this logo fiasco is just sort of fun in the relative scheme of things, the problem is enforcement of the law. There has been such lax enforcement of existing civil rights laws over the last 10 or 15 years that companies like Cracker Barrel, like Delta Airlines, like Paramount, they've been getting away with blatant violations of the law because there's nobody there to hold them accountable for it. And so, yeah, Cracker Barrel, I hope people keep the pressure on, see that this is just the tip of the proverbial iceberg. But really, if something is going to change, the government, the EEOC, the civil rights arm of the Department of Justice, they actually have to start holding companies and organizations accountable. And we'll see. I mean, customer boycott would be great if it was based around stop your DEI practices. That's not what this is about. So I'm hoping that what Paul is hoping for does happen.
Yeah.
I feel like, you're both right. The logo is really just sort of the latest line of demarcation in the culture war, right? You've got that, and it's worth mocking, but only if you're mocking the people who are just now noticing, right? Because a couple of years ago, Cracker Barrel introduced alcohol, wine, beer. They started serving that, and this is a place that the old folks or families would go to after church or whatever. Wednesday nights and Sundays was their biggest day. So you've got this family and it's all this kitsch, and it looks like, a Gatlinburg all crammed into one restaurant. And the food was fine. And it was, American front porch, country poke food. But they also were these same people. The DEI's been there for a while, and they've been having quote pride on the porch, pushing LGBT, hiring, elevating employees who identify that way. And if you're concerned that they got rid of the old cracker and the barrel in the logo, then presumably you wouldn't like the fact that they've got rainbow colored rocking chairs out front. So why are you pitching a fit over the logo just because they upgraded their logo? My wife saw the photos of sort of the new way in the inside looks, dystopian almost now. It's white walls and all the old country paraphernalia is no longer crammed and stuck anywhere on the walls. It's now, in these really, Kubrick framed, symmetrical, like something out of a nouveau museum. It's really strange. So it's been a long time coming. I'm sure the shareholders are happy that the stocks jumped up 6 or 8% today on the announcement that the logo was going back, and I'm sure they're hoping that all the rabid self-proclaimed Cracker Barrel fans will no longer keep digging into how DEI they actually are. But I'm curious if this branding or this rebrand wasn't an attempt to try to find a new audience that they had already run off with their DEI. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, I haven't been to Cracker Barrel in years, and I actually used to work there out of high school. I worked in the dish. I washed dishes for them for probably, I don't know, a year and a half. And the great thing about Cracker Barrel is their biscuits are delicious, and they keep them in these steel drawers that steam the biscuits all day. So once they're cooked, they remain in these big steel bins that are kind of steamed and kept fresh the entire day. And I remember being pissed off that you have to throw those away. Even if you have a full bin, they must be thrown away, because if anyone is caught eating a biscuit at the end of the day, they would get fired. I did not get fired for that or any other reason. I eventually quit, but Cracker Barrel, it's corporate. No matter what's on the surface, it's not a mom and pop shop trying to appeal to the church lady down the street. This is a corporation, and they are making specific moves, trying to increase their profits. And I feel like the decision to make this rebrand was based on the fact that profits were already down, and they were down for other reasons, whether it was the food quality or the way people were being treated, or the pride on the porch, or, oh, you're serving alcohol now? We don't go to that. We're teetotalers, or whatever, right? I don't know. But them switching back, hopefully they don't get off the hook.
Well, the reporting is that this lady was warned this was a bad idea from the jump, and not to do it. So Cracker Barrel CEO dismissed warnings from top investor who called the rebranding obvious folly. Julie, I guess this is her name, Fels Messino, and the board. So it wasn't just her. Ignored Sardar Biglari's criticism of $700 million they planned, or either spent on this or planning to spend on this.
Well, there's a lot of restaurants, and that's a lot of changes to documentation, to uniforms, to signage.
That reminds me. Yeah, and that's kind of like the thing, that this CEO is the face of it, but the board is behind all of this. And this goes right back to what Paul Chater was saying, where you have BlackRock and you have Vanguard on the owner side, and they're in that boardroom. So they're pushing this, and I'm sure that that Sardar Biglari, who warned of this, he's obviously the one who leaked this particular story that he warned, and I don't know too many details of exactly what's in this rebranding, but we've seen this before, how the entire company is behind certain changes. We had this thing with Jaguar, that the entire company, the entire C-suite, the entire board is behind what they're doing. So you can't really blame any kind of like rogue marketing agencies, even though they tried in that particular case. You have the same thing here. So here you have one obviously activist investor who's trying to make a difference here. But that's difficult when everyone else in the C-suite and the board are completely different agenda.
Well, he's Iranian. He's $1 billion invested in this company, and he did the same thing with Steak and Shake. What he does is he tries to invest in brands that he can revitalize, and he thought this was the opposite approach to revitalizing Cracker Barrel.
Well, again, logo's not necessarily revitalization. It's an opportunity to have a communication with either your stakeholders. I mean, if you're a restaurant, then you're holding your steak. Never mind. And sorry, had to do it. And medium rare, please. And or the public at large that has heard of you maybe, but hasn't chosen to come to your restaurant. And I've been involved with a lot of branding. I've designed, I don't know, more than 50 logos on when I had my own design firm. And often it's a way to send out notices. How do I say it? You're always trying to generate news, and you're always trying to find an excuse to talk to people. A new branding experience is a way to go out and talk to people. But to tell you the truth, this was one of the worst, most incompetent jobs I have ever seen. And like I said in my video, if I was making the rounds, and they said, "Hey, well, I hear you've got this new branding." Well, I'd have a guy, not a woman that looks like she's from some salon in New York, talking about Southern values. I'd have a good old boy, and I'd be saying, you know what, we're very proud of the new look, but what's more important is that we're improving our service, we're improving our food, and we're improving the value that we're offering you, and the logo's just a symbol of it. That's the story. And instead, she went off talking about, the franchise really love the new branding, and they can hardly wait to get the stores redecorated and updated. And the general public doesn't give a shit. This is what I call in marketing the difference between the island and the boat. So when I talk with clients, I ask them, what is your boat? Because it doesn't matter what your processes are. It doesn't matter how brilliant your technology is. The people that you're trying to attract don't give an F about your boat. They care about being on the island with the mojito as quickly as possible. They want the island. What is the island that you're offering them? Talk about the island. All that great stuff, the technology, the brilliance of the people on board to get them to the island. Your customers don't care. And that's what Cracker Barrel got caught up in. They went on interviews talking to people about logos and branding and redecorating, and that's not something that the general public has any interest in. This is the most inept rollout I have ever seen.
Yeah, speaking of seen, for those who are watching, we just put a headline from 2003. Sorry, 2023, not 2003. That would be a little bit out of date. But 2023, that's not too long ago. And the headline here reads, Cracker Barrel is celebrating pride now because we live in hell. It's
a great heading.
That was 2 years ago, but yeah, that only goes to show the DEI of it all.
Just looking at that signage too, I feel like a new logo branding could have been a bit more incremental, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe just lose the guy on the chair. Leave everything the same, including including the barrel, not the cracker.
Well,
if you want to do it incremental, what you do is that you make it like more generic, like not quite stick art, but like a little bit like less detail, a little bit more animated, but still keep him. And then for the next rebrand, you lose him and keep the barrel.
So the thing is, based on the complexity of the logo, I think you use them in tandem. So, for instance, I saw a picture of their new menus, and the new logo looks fantastic. It's a bit Denny's.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a bit generic Denny's, but at least on the menus looked way more inviting and less confusing than the existing ones. That being said, the signage on the outside, I wouldn't have changed.
Yeah,
I would have strategically done it. I've got in my upcoming video, I show an example of the present site, which has gone back to the old logo, and the tiny logo on the website looks like a fly that's been squashed. And then I also grabbed a picture previously of the site before it got changed with the updated logo, and you can very clearly read Cracker Barrel. So what's the problem with using just the typeface?
Yeah.
and have that on the website because it's clearly more legible. And I'm going to show it to you on the video when you see it later on today. But on the giant signage outside the store, why not just keep the old stuff? They could have done it in parallel and worked it in, but it was, a terrible rollout. Messino is a horrible spokesperson for the for the rebranding. And now that I know more about the history of it, yeah, she fits. She fits what the board wanted. And there was no strategy. These people were not hunkered down saying, okay, we're going to get a bunch of conservative blogosphere people who are going to rebel against this. How do we counter this? How do we bring them on board? Suddenly, I think restaurants have to work the social media, pull the social media cords the same way the studios need to do it also. You can't ignore them. You can't ignore the Robbie Starbucks and the and other people on the right side of the fence. It's probably a good idea to get them involved early, but they didn't think of that. This is a very ignorant bunch of people.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny that you mention Denny's, because I think it was the Steak and Shake social media account. It's the last link I shared in the private chat that was kind of took them to task. And actually both the Denny's and the Steak and Shake accounts, I think, eventually joined in with the Spider-Man meme, the cartoon where he's pointing at himself. But it's the guy that we were just talking about, the Iranian investor. He is a major shareholder in Steak and Shake. Oh, there it is. Share.
There it is.
And that's Denny's. That's Steak and Shake is retweeting the Denny's account. So they had some good fun. But, and all of this is probably insiders that actually know what's going on. I don't think they saw chum in the water. Maybe they did. I don't know, but it was good.
Still, to me, the bigger story is just how people are easily manipulated on all sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things that everybody can get on board with, because even if you're on the right or the left, it is kind of a silly move. It reminds me of the Coldplay concert affair situation. Where that, it didn't matter what your political stripe was. It was Schadenfreude across the board, and everybody enjoyed it. This is one of those things where it's like everybody can say, "Yeah, that was a pretty stupid idea," and so it just becomes a bit more universal that way.
And then you have it on the extreme where the guy who was the president of the healthcare system got shot, and the people on the left were doing the Schadenfreude thing. This is how sick things have become out there.
Well, I mean, not to stray too far off the topic, but the death cults that rose up during the lockdown or the initiation of the jab, with people when news stories came out about somebody passing away, I cannot describe the absolute descent of my heart watching people salivating over the notion that someone died either for or against their decision to do this, that, or the other. So thankfully, knowing that resides in the hearts of so many people still disturbs me. But
I did a video at the height of all that craziness when the jab came out, where the CBC local news every night it was jab porn, and I even sent them a note saying, stop it. First of all, I'm kind of squeamish about getting jabbed. It's something I've slowly gotten used to as getting old, because they're taking blood out of you all the time. But so I was much worse before, but there's an awful lot of people who just can't look at someone getting jabbed, right? And every night it was endless, nonstop, rolled up sleeves, needles going into arms. I don't know how that was beneficial. I certainly don't think that was necessarily the best way to promote it, but it just made I had it, and I did a video on needle porn, and I didn't need to see that anymore. We overdo things.
Yeah.
I thought the governor of New York eating a hamburger and French fries that he got for free because he got the jab was a very strange way to promote.
Is this Kumo?
No, it was The mayor of New York at the time, a
Oh,
Bolshevik.
Eric Adams.
No, it was not Eric Adams. Who was
Oh,
the guy?
Bloomberg.
No,
He was
No?
governor, or
Oh,
was he
wait.
mayor?
I forget.
that was the mayor.
I forget whoever it was.
It doesn't matter. It's better that I have forgotten his name. But yeah, he's sitting there looking at the camera, eating.
De Blasio.
De
Blasio.
Blasio.
That's right. De
Blasio,
Blasio.
yes.
Right.
Always
Right, sorry.
the chat got you covered.
Thank you so much, chat. The best viewers in YouTube world for sure.
I don't live in New
But
York.
he's just sitting there chomping and talking with food in his mouth. I mean, it's out there. It's gross and ghoulish and just as though, hey, if you haven't already gotten that jab that we all recommended, I mean, we recommended it. It's going to save your life. You know, you won't get it. You won't catch it. However, it was sold. Then a few weeks later, it's like, hey, for those of you who resisted our initial overtures of safety, how about this unhealthy hamburger and French fries to goad you into coming down and getting this thing that you didn't initially want, but now maybe a hamburger will do it. It's just, I don't know. It really just struck me the wrong way. It really struck me the wrong way.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Let's see what all you guys are saying out in the chat before we start transitioning into the next topic here. Lord Doc Vader says for $5, Cracker Barrel should have gone with 2 logos: New Cracker Barrel and Cracker Barrel Classic. Nice one. That's
Cracker Barrel
nice
Light.
reference. Nice reference to Coca-Cola there for those who know their marketing history. Lord Trinan has been a member for 52 months, saying American history and culture is slowly being eroded by woke lunatics. Cracker Barrel redesign is just the latest salvo. We can't give up any more ground. Every small victory mounts up, war goes on. And yeah, Cracker Barrel, they did retreat on this one thing, but I agree, the war needs to go on. And I do hope that Robbie Starbuck and others will just transition to focus on all the other DEI stuff that Chato and Brawley pointed out, because that really is where the battle really needs to take place, and what they cannot be allowed to get away with. Then we have, let's see, I'm trying to do the Cracker Barrel specific ones. Riyadh 1776 says for $5, beware of publicly traded companies trying to purposely drive down the price of their stock for a private equity buyout with huge parachute payouts. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to pay attention to that. This stuff like this is a good way to bring down the share price, that's for sure. So if anyone wanted to go in massively before they retreated, now would be a good time. And then Goa says for 20 Mexican dollars, Brawley is describing rainbow commie blocks. Indeed.
The Rainbow Brigade never sleeps.
And Grimzilla for 32 says for $5, this also started the conversation of people complaining about all the fast food places losing their iconic looks. So it's in the zeitgeist now. Yeah, what's up with that? I saw that they're like changing their stuff. I don't know why they would do that.
Now, McDonald's has been changing their places from looking like playgrounds to small prisons for the last several years. So
somebody did share a photo of like the inside playground of a McDonald's from like 30 years ago and how it looks now. And it looked dystopian for sure. But some of those old playgrounds look like nightmare fuel a little bit too. So I'm not sure what I thought of it. I mean, change is inevitable, right? And we're always going to be trying to upgrade or go a little minimalist. I don't know that any company is going to begin adding flourishes to their logo and branding down the road. It does all seem to go one direction.
I'm a design nut, and I tend to, and I'm a Swiss design Bauhaus kind of person. So I tend to like the clean and simple. That tends to be my prejudice. Although one fun thing living where I'm living is that the McDonald's that we have in our plaza is actually one of the test McDonald's. So it's the first one in the country that gets a makeover or change just to test
Mm.
services and
Hmm.
and looks and things. It's gone through maybe five different looks, so it's fun. It's
Yeah.
really, really neat.
When I was serving in the Navy, I was on a base in Mississippi that had a McDonald's on base. And one of the neat features about that McDonald's is they year round, and this is going to probably speak ill of me, but year round they had the McRib. They served the McRib
Oh
sandwich.
no,
all
don't
the
tell me
time.
you liked it.
I love the
Oh
McRib.
no,
my gosh, give
that's for
me.
people with no teeth.
Yes.
Oh,
I have no
frickin'
teeth.
hell.
These are dentures because I ate so many McRibs in the
Oh.
Navy.
I'm telling you, it's the only McDonald's product that after I took a bite, I threw it in the trash.
Oh my gosh. Well, more for me.
No, that's fine. It was like it had onions that
Yeah.
tasted like nothing. It had a sauce that, and it had the fake little rib knuckles.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
just
It was,
sort of-
it was compressed pork product. I know
Yeah.
that. It was like hot dogs
Oh, Chris.
with barbecue
Yeah.
chicken
Oh,
sauce.
Chris.
I loved it.
I'm-
Absolutely loved it. But
I
then I was
don't
also
know
drinking
how.
Lowenbrow beer on base too. So I mean, I don't. Maybe
Lowenbrau's
it was
okay.
maybe it was my taste buds when I was
I
in the
think
booth.
you were. I
high
think
school.
unless you were drinking it with the beer, you know.
Me.
But,
Good old days.
yeah.
So I was just curious when they also roll out product too. Then at this McDonald's, right? I mean, like a new
Here?
thing they're
Yeah.
gonna do.
Yeah. So, and what's funny too is that I worked for McDonald's HQ. We were part of a test rollout for digital screens to replace the printout screens that they had.
Yeah.
And what was funny is that I noticed, of course, they have a McDonald's in the first floor of the corporate head office in Canada, and the McDonald's there the food always tasted better. It's because the president could walk down and grab a meal anytime. There was no waiting on food. Everything was made as fresh as possible instantly. There were no heat lamps. It was made to order and as hot as it could possibly be when you got it. So no other McDonald's operated that way. So the president had this fallacious idea that all McDonald's were running at that high quality. What would be the right word?
That was McDonald's Prime.
That was McDonald's Prime, and the stuff actually tasted better.
Like that would have been where to eat the McDLT. Was that the cold on one side with the bun, lettuce, and tomato, and the other side of the box was the hot meat and bun?
That's right. So, anyways, I had the benefit of tasting McDonald's at its best.
Yeah. Nice. Good for you.
Yep. And they could have even used different oils. I mean, again, the president just has to be kept away from the reality of the rest of the chain.
Yeah.
Right? That's the idea. I'm going to go downstairs. I guess all the McDonald's taste like this. This stuff is good. Okay, everything's fine. Don't worry.
And from the adventures in McDonald's vintage history, we'll move on to the next super chat here. Daniel Alpine 1994 says for $4.99, can the fact that clearly Iger is losing influence over the choosing of the next CEO and perhaps hire a competent leader? Yeah, that's ultimately up to the board to decide who that is going to be. They like all of these different people tasked with finding the new CEO. Last I heard, Josh D'Amaro was the favorite, but I don't know. Gentlemen, what do you think?
I have
Is
no
it
confidence.
Iger's choice, or will someone else
Whether Iger picks them or the board picks them, I have zero confidence that it's going to be an improvement, even though there's ample room for improvement. That's my take.
Yeah. I wish I could disagree with you, but I can't. Anyone optimistic about Disney's next choice for CEO after Iger?
Well, who
Whoever
else
that
is
may
available out there?
Me, I'll do it. I mean, I can't do much worse. Now, I would be surprised if there's much of a sea change. There might be some kind of concession that they need to go a different direction, but I don't think there's going to be like some 180-degree turn in philosophy, because I think that the people and the ideas running that company are so endemic that it's going to take either a buyout from some other company that just, gets rid of everybody, or I don't know, someone with enough pull to get past the board and everybody else who's already so bought into Iger that they decide to make a change. Because like I said, I keep going back to that Kevin Feige interview the other day, where even after all these years now of failure after failure, disappointment after disappointment, he still doesn't seem to get it. That yes, you do put Blade into a leather outfit and have him kill vampires to make a movie. That has stuck with me ever since I read it. I was just like, what a moron. And so, yeah, Iger getting replaced, sure. Will he be replaced by anything other than just a clone of himself? Probably not.
Yeah, if it's up to him, it's going to be a clone.
Do you think Josh D'Amaro is going to be the pick, Andre?
I don't know.
Okay.
He is. I think he's so much like Iger, and he comes from such a corporate background that he would be a good choice I'm not going to say good choice, but certainly an understandable choice if they want to get someone from inside the Disney ecosystem. But personally, I think they should go with someone from outside. But that, of course, is because I'm looking for a hatchet man to actually fix the company.
Yeah,
right.
You still have the boards, you still have BlackRock, you still have Vanguard, you still have State Street, all of those having an incredible sway on who the new CEO is going to be. So that's why I don't really have much faith in whoever they choose for that reason. I think it's going to be, if it's not Iger, I'm not optimistic. Let's just put it that way. And then Dean Krantz has been a member for 9 months, and we're glad to have you. And Corellian Rogue has been a member for 6 months. I'm glad to have you as well. ActionCom points out for $5. Chris, you need to translate biscuit. America, biscuit. England, scones. Norway, bullet. Close but no cigar. And Canada, old Mr. Chato has to fill this one in, presumably.
About
Fill in the blank there, Chato.
about scones.
No, what's a
about,
biscuit in Canada?
biscuit.
What's
What's biscuit in Canada?
It's interesting. We don't really have. Well, it depends on which reason. So that the based on the look, the Cracker Barrel style biscuit is very common out on the East Coast with all the fish soup, the chowders and lobsters. It's like it looks exactly the same. So we do have biscuits. And we have scones. I mean, we interchange between the two of them, metric and miles. We're good with kilometers, miles here in Canada. I mean, we're
biscones. Yeah, biscones is what you've got.
Yeah. No, and we make scones.
These aren't sweet. It's just basically a big lumpy piece of baked bread, right?
But a scone is also shaped differently. A scone is kind of it's not formed, whereas a biscuit is stuck into like a biscuit tin, and it's looks like a hassock.
Well, you don't have to actually do it in a tin. You can actually just roll them out, cut them out in circles, and put them on a tray.
Well, but scones are more like, scones are more sweeter. They're more like almost a pastry in a lot you ways.
Almost.
Scone?
Yeah,
salty. No, they're salty.
Oh, well, the scones I've had here are like you get put blueberries in them and blueberry scones and things like that. Those are good.
Oh, those things. No, that's not what we have. We're kind of the British scone where it's a flour, water, salt, and it has a.
And that's more like the biscuits that we're talking about. Basically, they can chop them in half like a hamburger bun and stick sausage between them.
Right. No, ours the ones that we have are for putting jam on.
Same thing though. Yeah. They also put jam on these, molasses, gravy. It's no gravy mechanism for whatever you're indulging in, honestly.
It's a taste absorber.
That's it. Yeah.
It's a food sponge. That's all it
Food
is.
sponge. And it's good for diets.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Bad
Yes.
diets for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
You
it is
notice
part of
once
a
you
diet.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Once you eliminate bread from your diet, or you start trying to cut back on bread and maybe do a lettuce wrap or something like that rather than bread, you realize how much dripping your sandwich did, and you never knew it until you got rid of the bread, which is soaking up all that, from the vegetables or what have you, right, that you've got on your sandwich.
Right, but then there's bread and there's bread. If you go to Denmark, you get this really dense black seeded
I
bread.
was about to say that's a huge that's not an issue with the bread we have here in the Nordic, but
and it's lovely.
yeah.
I mean, you put smoked herring or salmon on it, capers, a little bit of salad on it, and it's like lovely. It's fantastic, and it fills you too because the bread is dense. It's not this gigantic marshmallow bread.
Not only is it dense, it is also extremely nutritious, filled with minerals and stuff like that.
I think my sourdough bread that I make every week is pretty nutritious.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is.
Think so. Yeah.
I think there's probably problems in the American diet that don't exist outside of our country.
Yes.
I know someone who has a gluten allergy. There's so much of that that's rampant in America right now. She went to the Middle East where she ate bread over there, had zero inflammation problem. Yeah.
I will say one thing, coming back from Budapest, we saw almost zero overweight people, like literally almost zero. I was shocked. The only overweight people were the matronly mothers who have basically had their kids, and they had there's half stockings going up half their leg, their thigh.
Yeah, the babushkas, basically.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you,
That's
I did not see any overweight people in Budapest.
Yeah,
even compared to here, it's a lot of overweight people here in Toronto.
Help us, RFK Junior. Help us.
And Base Player says for $4.99,
yes,
you would figure some of the people in the C-suite would take cues from what eBay did when they changed their background from yellow to white. And yeah, what they did, this is a fun story. What they did, because first it was yellow and it was changed to white, and they changed it overnight. And everyone hated it. Was it eBay or was it Facebook? I think it was Facebook. Well, either way,
I think it was Facebook. It was Facebook, not eBay.
Yeah, it was Facebook, wasn't it? So they did like this massive change overnight. Everyone rejected it, and then they undid the change. Not completely. They just did it incrementally because they slowly changed it one like shade every single day. Every single day, it became a little bit more yellow or a little bit more white, whichever direction it was. But by so little and so slowly that you didn't notice, because it took 1 year for the whole change to actually go through, and no one noticed. So yeah, that's one way.
I like that approach. Like a boiling water. Let me be the frog.
Yeah, the
correct.
Water.
That's the boiling water approach. That's not just incremental. That's boiling water. That's what they did, and they got away with it. People rioted like crazy first time they tried it. 1 year later, they had done it, and no one even knew. And then we have M.M. Miller, who says for 35 South African rounds, wonder if Secret Hideout jumped the gun before Skydance cancelled Academy last week as shooting started today. Oh, it started. Wow. Oh, interesting. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But I'm assuming we're getting 2 seasons until I hear otherwise. But Skydance really need to get their shit together when it comes to keeping that company in reins. And then moving on, before we move on to the next topic here, Jason Webster says for $5 Australian, I recently saw Primitive War and enjoyed it. Solid and entertaining, and better in some aspects than Jurassic World Rebirth. Oh, that's interesting. I've been meaning to check that movie out, so looking forward to that, and thanks for the recommendation. Miller is also wondering for 35 South African rounds, still wondering why Heather Caden left Secret Hideout without her golden parachute. Star Trek fans demand answers. I don't think we're going to get those. Certainly not from the people involved, because they're going to be have said in all kind of like disclosure statements and stuff. So, well, many things will learn before that, I think.
Dozens demand answers. Just kidding.
Yeah, dozens of Star Trek fans left. And ActionCom wonders, what do you think of Wendy's looking like bistros? All I know is I walked into a Wendy's and they had a couch. This is for you guys. I haven't been in a Wendy's for 30 years.
Yeah.
I can't say I've been in one in a while either. Yeah.
Did Wendy's win the franchise wars against Taco Bell, and then they became the high-end restaurant?
I will say the Wendy's social media account is worth a follow.
Yes, yeah, they have. Whoever's running that has always been really funny.
You know, with the advent of
So I just wanted to share this one aspect that's going to be in my video. Again, I'm not jonesing for old logos versus new, but this is sort of the relative size of what you'd look at the website. So there's the one they had based on the new logo, and this is the one they've gone back to. So the point is, it's not universally applicable. And when I say this logo is junk, it is. It absolutely is. And this whole notion that somehow the conservative blogosphere has convinced a bunch of people who have never been to the Cracker Barrel at all to suddenly wax nostalgic over this, little bit of poo stuck to the bottom of the sole of your shoe is just immature, ridiculous. And of course, I'm going to, get killed for saying this. But it just makes no sense. There is application to the old logo. This is why I'm saying that the people have been hosed. Do not stop the battle. Let's move on to the next topic. We can get rid of this.
I think I agree with what you're saying, but it's almost like your fun blog isn't SEO. It's not search engine optimized. So here's all the things we're going to do to make it better, forward facing or whatever. And the example you show is a good example. However, if I were in charge and directing what they did and they showed me those examples, I would say, okay, you've got a point. Lose the dude in the barrel and the outline and use the exact font representation just as it is in the old logo. Don't change it. Don't get rid of the flourishes. I don't want anybody to say, hey, that's not the old logo. You say, of course it is. It's the font and everything. It just doesn't look good on websites when we try to throw the cracker and the barrel in there. I wouldn't have gone. I understand what you're saying, trying to put that logo, but there are other complicated logos out there that somehow what they do is they strip it back just a little bit when they put it on, different platforms, a different thing.
Well, I think they could have gone with both for different and kept each one to an optimal application.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, eventually we're all going to be based, so it won't matter.
Soil and green is purple.
Yep. Soil and green.
And just finishing up Cracker Battle, Daniel Alpine says for $4.99, Woke Watch said the board is divided, a few on the left and a few on the right. Yeah, well, problem are the ones representing Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. Those are the real issue right there.
Many talks.
Also on that, and then the CEO doesn't really matter, but Kelechi Oki wonders, how long does the current Cracker Barrel CEO have left? I don't know, but I don't think that's again, that's not the biggest problem here.
After a concession like this, I think that her lifespan is longer because the damage is at least limited.
Oh no, I think she's gone.
You think so?
I think she's
so too.
She's part of she is viewed as the problem, so she has to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the board were, if not fully, then mostly behind this. She is the face of it. And just for perception alone, to win back the faith of the audience, if the audience come back quickly enough, then sometimes in corporate politics, you need the occasional human sacrifice. This is why CEOs are given like these deals with this massive parachutes and stuff like that, right? That's in case a situation arises where they need to be made human sacrifice.
Yes.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, because
Because
no one is
sometimes,
going to hire.
even if they haven't,
Yeah, go ahead.
exactly. So even if she hasn't really done anything wrong, suddenly there might be some kind of PR disaster that you, deservedly or not, are made the face of. It's going to make you unhireable for a great many years, and we're going to have to sacrifice you. So in order for, just because of that risk, you get this bonus package if we have to sacrifice you. That's the whole reason. That is the literal reason why you have these massive
you're
parachutes.
right. Yeah.
That's why. So yeah, I believe she will be made human sacrifice. Not right away, but a respectful amount of weeks down the line.
Do you think that they fire her or that she resigns?
I think it doesn't matter. I think there's going to be a statement where she has decided to move on or look for other opportunities or spend time with family or something like that.
New challenges.
Something like that. Yes.
Yeah. New brands to destroy.
New challenge watching daytime TV. Yes, correct. Looking for new opportunities to sit in the couch and wait for people to forget my name. Just like Alyssa Heinlein, we'll be hanging out with her.
I don't know what she's doing.
And living from her husband's money, I should imagine, because he's rich. He's the actual Heinlein. And also on that note, flying blind on a rocket, the cycle says, good points. The CEO is just a face here. It's the board that's the fundamental issue. Exactly. And he also says, this just in from the Babylon Bee. A referee has overturned the Taylor Swift engagement as a review determined Chelsea's knee didn't touch the ground.
That's great. That's great.
People get way too engaged.
Andre, did you see Shadow Dancer, the Red Mages, Cracker Barrel? I think you were wanting to wrap up the Cracker Barrel chat, but he posted something, I think, earlier.
Well, we've already went through it.
Oh, okay. I missed it.
Yeah.
I must have been eating a rib. Sorry.
Possibly because there's none left here that I haven't said, and if there is, then let me mods DM me.
You're drunk.
We have one more topic to go through here.
Let's do it.
And that has to do with the Avengers, because on Monday, not too many of the current panel were here, but those that were, we went through some rumors from behind the scenes of Avengers Doomsday, where apparently, allegedly, there's a conflict of egos between Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds. And someone who was there for that discussion was Holly from Midnight's Edge Espanol and Latino Slant, who came in just in time for the continuation of the Avengers Doomsday rumors. Before you chime in with the latest updates, I just want to hear the rest of you guys' thoughts on just this notion that there's a conflict behind the scenes between Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds. Now, we don't know the accuracy of this, but we do know the source of the rumor, which would be Jeff Snyder of the Hot Mic podcast, formerly of Collider fame, even more formally of getting his ass whooped by Uwe Boll fame.
Well, I only came into this morning, so I don't know what was said on Monday, but apparently the opposing rumor is that Downey and Reynolds have never met in real life. That's the counterclaim now, which is interesting. I mean, I didn't always assume that all Marvel actors always hung out with each other, but that in the course of things that Downey and Reynolds never met before. But okay, so I don't know. I mean, as much strife and everything is coming out of the movie, the actors themselves having conflicts would just add on to the pile of all the nonsense and disorganization that we're hearing about this. Just like most Marvel movies, but this one in particular, where you have like 17,000 stars of different superheroes filming 10 seconds on a green screen for this movie or whatever they're doing.
I could see something like that being generated because arguably they are the two biggest Marvel
Yes,
actors.
certainly. Yeah. Everybody
I'll
else is
tell you
kinda
something
faded.
what's really disappointing was watching the Avengers in a green screen studio where Thor, Chris Hemsworth, had to jump on top of one of those little trampoline things. Just it was like a 3-foot circular thing, and there he was in his outfit. He had his foam hammer in his hand, and he jumped off of some slightly higher elevation onto the trampoline with "Gibby." And then
movie magic.
and then of course the CG takes over, and then he's like, flying into there, but it looked so pathetically horrible. Like, and you can only, I mean, obviously you can dream, but it was sad to watch.
Well, regular human beings make for terrible superheroes. It's true.
Funny how that works. But yeah, to very briefly reference the story that's up on screen. This is something that initially came from TMC, and this then is the denial that Scribe Light was talking about.
Right.
Here you have like then the official set report saying that no, there's no conflict. There's no disagreement between Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds. How could there be? Because they haven't even met. They haven't been on set together yet. Before we hand it to Paulie, Chris, do you think there is something to this rumor? Or should we believe this corporate denial?
Well, who knows? Hollywood's filled with people with egos. I mean, that's what you do. Whether it's true or not, I don't think it's going to have any sort of impact for or against the film. But you guys are hearing this as much as, you've heard about as much as I have. And I shared Times of India, who are always reliable to toe the studio line with whatever is being put out there.
Yeah, I checked it. It's basically the same story that you have on screen right now. It's just another write-up, but the source is TMC, and you have the same anonymous insider claim that no, there's no conflict at all. Everything is going great, and it's going to be $1 billion hit.
What is Schneider? This is from Schneider, right? The original rumor.
Yes,
he's at least 60% of the time or more.
More than a coin flip. He falls into the category do not automatically buy, but also do not automatically reject. Always take what he says seriously. And it's not really him. It's like what his sources tell him.
Sure.
And then, of course, it goes through the filter of his opinion and how he chooses to phrase it. And then it's a matter of, well, sometimes his sources are on the money, other times they're not. And then other times, again, they may have been on the money at the time, but then things change. This is something that we certainly have experienced.
Sure, right. Well, and the one source out there that I trust more than Schneider is probably Paulie.
Indeed.
Paulie is the best.
So, Paulie, we spoke about this on Monday. We spoke about this on Monday, but have you heard anything more about this? Is there trouble behind the scenes of the Avengers, or should we all relax knowing that the old King, Robert Downey Jr., and the new King, Ryan Reynolds, Marvel Jesus, are working together, and there's no ego clashes between them, and definitely not with Kevin Feige either?
What was the question?
Do you think that there's any kind of conflict behind the scenes?
Yes.
Or is it just rumors?
No.
I agree. I think there's absolutely absolutely fire behind the smoke here.
So I'm finally bothering my Marvel guy. Without bothering my Marvel guy, there's this that you have up here, but there's the Harloff Roca talk that was from a couple of weeks ago. Did we not cover that?
Maybe you guys did, but I wasn't here for that in that case.
So Harloff and Roca were on their live, and take it for what it is. Roca claims that two well-known actors on the set had to be separated, and one they aren't familiar with each other, to where an off-colored comment could be taken, we're just screwing around. The other actor did not appreciate it at all, said something back. They had to be, separated. And so Harloff asked Roca, do you know the names? He's like, I know who they are. He wouldn't, of course, he's not going to say who they are. And I see his live podcast. I think they go automatically to, I'm trying to find it. I know I did a stop and go commentating on it, but so you have what you just pulled up, and then I like Harloff a lot. I'm not a big fan of Roca, but I totally buy it. And whether it is maybe a Reynolds, I think it's someone said something to Reynolds in regards to his wife and the troubles they're going through.
Yeah, I'll also say that I 100% believe it as well.
Yeah.
I do not believe this recent corporate denial. That I don't believe.
No,
But I do believe there's absolutely smoke behind that fire.
Right.
And I believe you have many, many clashing egos there. And I think that the movie will ultimately be detrimental for it. Because my experience is that whenever you have something that looks like a personal conflict and some dude saying something about another dude's wife, looks like a personal conflict. But in reality, what is actually happening beneath there is you have different roles and different interests, which is what causes friction. And then that friction manifests itself as a personal conflict. That is what I've seen in my own corporate experience. I think that is what's going on here. I think, and this is just my speculation, but I think that there you have a fundamental disagreement about what kind of movie to make, how to make it, and certainly how the individual scene in question should go. And then someone is going to have to yield or something like that, and there's going to be bruised egos and hurt feelings all around. And that's when you suddenly start to make these off-kilter remarks that they otherwise would be too smart to make. And if they did, and the other person wouldn't take it seriously because he would know it was a joke. But it's only when you have the kind of tension there anyway that an off-kilter remark is going to lead to a full-on personal conflict. That generally only happens when there's a far deeper issue at play. And I 100% believe this rumor.
Yeah, so what I sent to you guys in the private chat is my reaction to Roca talking at the 4-minute mark. I mean, you don't have to play it, but he explains, his whole what do you call it? His intel.
Yeah.
So, but it makes a lot of sense. Listen, there's just so many huge egos on that set, and it sounds like a disaster to begin with. So we speculated on just everything that it could be, and I have not yet, up until just right now, just like sent a text to my homie. I just try not to bother him all the time, but or that person, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Well, so
They them.
They're so yeah, that's what I got. And again, you know, you take it, but if you're saying that this other Schneider, then you have Harloff and Roca, who knows?
Yeah, I could believe it because I was talking to a friend of mine about a completely separate subject the other day in regards to a bad client she was dealing with, and the fact that her boss hadn't set expectations, so the client was going all over the place outside the boundaries of what the situation was. And I can believe that in the Marvel production ethos right now, the lack of organization, the lack of having a set script or roles or who's doing what, and you get, like you say, two or three or 17 different big egos on the set, and each one thinks that they're a bigger fish than maybe they are, and they don't have those expectations set. You open the door for so many conflicts and confusions and frustrations that I could believe, whether it's Reynolds and Downey or two other people or whatever, sure. If it is those two specifically, that's bigger news, I suppose, because they are the two biggest swinging Marvels in the universe right now. Yeah, it would just seem natural to me to be an extension of what we already know of the disorganization behind the scenes.
I think Reynolds could take RDJ though.
Yeah, probably.
I think he's taller.
Probably. That, and he's probably fitter, whereas Robert Downey Jr. is not a real Iron Man. So yeah. We have a couple of super chats on this though. Story to Screen movie review podcast says for $5, with his past outbursts and behavior, is it possible Simu Liu from Shang-Chi was one of the two actors butting head with the other conspicuous actor? Well, according to all available reports, it's Ryan Reynolds and Robert Downey Jr. So that would mean that all available reports are wrong. But anything is possible. But I think it's much more likely to be those two and not Simu Liu, who is kind of. I know many people like Shang-Chi, and that's fine. But in the bigger scheme of things, he's a big nobody. And when it comes to the big egos that are present on the set, he's not even a zero on the left. He's not big enough to allow himself to get into any kind of conflicts on set, and he's smart enough to know that, because if he pushes it too far, they might just decide, well, you just got recast, you're cut from the movie. People have been tried for less.
100%. The first thing was that it's two named stars, right? Besides, sad ass Canada, he is not a named star globally. Oh, he woke up. But Simu Liu has got a massive ego. It's
hard to stay awake when you're talking.
There's a fight on the set of Midnight's Edge in the morning.
Oh my gosh, two named stars.
Yeah.
Not
a name. And I mean, he would love to be part of that bitch fest, but Simu Liu is just lucky to be on set, have a job.
Exactly. So no, I don't think it's him at all. Also on the topic of Disney, Emma Miller wonders, for 14 South African rands, what's Disney going to threaten us with at D23? Oh, I know one thing for sure. That new Star Wars movie, the one with Ryan Reynolds, they'll threaten us with more information about that one.
It's coming this weekend.
Right, Ryan Reynolds is in a Star Wars movie?
Not Ryan Reynolds.
Oh. I know it was Ryan Gosling wasn't it?
Yes.
Did I say Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah. You did.
I meant Ryan Gosling.
Okay. I was surprised. I was shocked first. I was like, wait, really? Ryan Reynolds is doing a Star Wars movie?
Wrong Ryan.
Okay. Too many Ryans.
They're both Canadian. It's hard to confuse. It's easy to confuse.
Right. Andres is leaning into that, all cracker look. Cracker barrel.
Cracker barrel of crackers.
Canadian barrel.
No, it's not crackers. It's cracker.
Canadian and Ryan in the name are just too similar.
Ay Dios.
Yeah, that's the only thing that comes to mind.
Well, one of the other challenges up here is that Cracker Barrel is actually a cheese up here.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
Fantastic.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Pinche Cheto, man. I love you, man.
Yeah,
I'm just
and,
telling you the truth. We have our own
yeah.
cheese. Up
I
here.
know.
Yeah.
Cheese.
We believe you. Yeah,
Cheese,
I'm sure it's from
Gromit.
French Canada even.
I had
And,
nacho cheese with Polly in East LA, but I like Cracker Barrel cheese in Canada.
And I told that to the waiter. I said,
He told
Pardon
it to
me. Do you have any Cracker Barrel on?
yeah, can you take away this wetback cheese, please? And give me some
Oh! I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. Oh, whoa. Yeah, so it's a sight to see Cheeto and Script Doctor ordering Mexican food at a place that they wanted to go to. I was like, this place is like a chain. All right.
Oh,
This is the authentic thing, huh? Come on, let's go.
Oh, hey, you know what? We just decided not to go for a long walk or drive.
No, we didn't want exactly. We wanted to sit down, talk, hang out. But like I said before, Andre, what's hilarious is that these guys stayed at a Hilton in East LA. I was like, my boys.
I can't wait to visit East LA one of these days. It's gonna be
Anytime.
awesome.
Anytime.
Check out
It's one of the places I understand where they've been improving on stuff, right? They've been moving. I don't know if it's gentrifying it, but
Oh, that whole place, that whole area, especially where you stayed, they actually are redoing. It's like the golf course of East LA in Montebello. Man, they really made it look nice. But
they did.
Yeah, but Chattel had some nice. We had some nice food that day.
Yeah, we did, and it was great to have you order for us, which was really fantastic.
So you're saying the W back, because I don't say that word. trust the W back.
They don't speak English at Taco Bell. I thought they did.
It's like a Chinese restaurant where my brother, if he goes into a Chinese restaurant and there's too many white people in it, he doesn't go in.
Oh no! Come on.
I'm not joking.
Meaning it's not good. It's not authentic.
Correct. Not authentic.
Taco
Not
Bell.
enough.
Oof.
Yeah, that I can't eat at Taco Bell. I got food poisoning there many years ago, and
Oh my gosh.
Do they have a good taco
isn't that
place in
kind of
Norway?
like, if they have good taco places? Yeah. We have a few ones, a few
Nice.
cool ones. They have like some amazing marketing material.
yeah, I had mentioned that most of the Mexican restaurants in Toronto are heavily refried bean related. And when I remember when I went with you, I said not a single place I went to offered refried beans. Like, it was interesting.
So now, next time you with more of those jokes, use the word beaner. That would be fun.
Beaner.
Oh, boy, Polly's a beaner.
Oh, is that where it's from? I didn't even understand that.
Yeah, beaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then the
Yeah.
fun one is spick, right? And I asked my dad when I was young.
What's the origin of that?
No spick English. Spick.
Ah,
Oh,
I had no idea. Really, I had no idea. I was aware of the term, but I know how the hell.
Yeah.
Where did you come
I
from?
thought it was short for Hispanic, honestly.
No. It's spick like that's
Spanish.
that's actually more of an East Coast thing, but it's traveled.
It's traveled.
In Toronto, Italians were called wops, which you know what
I'll always call you amigo.
Aw. Aw.
Polly is great.
Today I learned, Andre, that's hilarious.
Well, that's fantastic. Midnight's Edge, educating people not just on entertainment, but also the origin of racial slurs.
yay!
International.
Oh, I just love how you reacted. Oh,
It was so obvious when you know it, but not before.
What's the racial slur for Norwegians?
The Swedes call the N word for Norwegian among Swedes is Norrbagge.
Well, that sounds vicious.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we have something similar for them, so we have the equivalent.
Like a pengu fucker or something like that.
Kato.
No, more like Norwegian piece of crap. Was basically.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
YouTube is
Oh,
about to
Tina.
knock us offline here in a minute with all these trigger words.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's go through the rest of these super chats here. Bucky Cat's been a member for 29 months, and we're glad to have you.
Wow.
Shadow Dancer, the Red Mage, sent us another $5 saying, a CEO is the Seifod Bibelbrox, nice reference there, of a corporation, only there to distract from the real power brokers. Yeah,
Yep.
indeed. Depending on the corporation and the CEO, that absolutely is true. It's the board that has the real power.
Yep.
So for companies without a board, that's where you want to look at the CEO. Packing Protons says for $5, back in my youth, I had never heard the term cracker before. And the first time I heard it used, I thought it meant white nerd. And then it continues. So a black teacher and white student were throwing insults at one another. And I said, hey, you can call him cracker next. Needless to say, I hope they knew I wasn't aware what I was saying. Yeah, well, probably that would have followed sooner or later anyway. And Marksman of the 117B says, Red Lobster CEO is king right now. Yeah, that's maybe the case. And then I'm just gonna check here if we have something on the Rumble side of things. If I don't see anything from the mods to suggest. No, wait. Oh, but here's a member chat that I seem to have missed maybe. Shadow Dancer says, cracked barrel, we're not sorry for the changes, we're just sorry that you noticed. Also, Cracklebarret buried Uncle Herschel, Disney buried Uncle Remus, Cough 1984. Yeah, we got this one early. We have no Rumble rants, just had to check that. So with that, we are actually fully caught up. This stream, of course, redirects to Latino's land. What have you got going on today?
Oh my! Well, we kind of went a little viral on X yesterday. I did a collage of actors from '91 because John Leguizamo apparently is rewriting history and says there was no roles for Latin folks.
I saw that.
So we got a great reaction from it. We're gonna be reading a lot of those comments. Also, too, you guys can be happy that there's been a new Pedro Pascal film announced that it's a gay romance. We're gonna talk about a lot of fun stuff.
Oh, wow! So I think that probably Pedro Pascal is quite happy and excited for that movie as well.
He's playing himself in that one.
Whoa!
Yeah, lots of fun.
Yeah, fun times. Scribe, what you got going on?
Well, yesterday had my weekly episode of DEI Death Watch, taking a look at the latest news in the wonderful world of DEI. Schools and businesses and things trying to get rid of their programs or being forced to, depending on the circumstances. So plenty of stories there. And then tomorrow will be the next episode of TED Excellence, where I look at a off-brand TED Talk for education and enlightenment. And my options this week are, is there consciousness beyond the brain? There's one I'm saving. Hopefully I can get either Paul Chato or Script Doctor on with me, because I think it's right up their alley. How to turn AI prompts into movie magic. I'd like to have a couple of expert ideas on that one someday.
I'm just trying to learn showrunner. I'm not there
I
yet.
know. Yeah, I figured you'd be good for that one. And then I got Gender Wars, From Conflict to Creative Potential. I think that might be, and it's from Regina. So it's a whole Canadian thing. So
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I might take a look at that one tomorrow. But anyway, that'll be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, over on my channel.
Fantastic. And before we move on here, ActionCom says for $10, this episode was brought to you by Knäckebröd Barrel, where the herring is fresh, the bollard are warm, and the lux goes straight to your heart. Come enjoy the Viking ambience. Yeah, that's a nice salutation right there. And Chris, what you got going on?
We're still talking about a lot of these discussions that are going on over at bleedingfool.com. Right now, the top story is still the gay orgy and Peacemaker. A lot of people, I know that Mexican Iron Man was chapped about this and said something on the show a few days ago about, his family, they saw Superman and then they went to watch Peacemaker season 2 and weren't prepared for what James Gunn had in store for them. So that's the top story. And we're also talking.
I think many people are going to have that reaction, but sorry, carry on.
Yeah. And I think Jameson, who wrote the piece, was just a little bit late to getting around to watching. A lot of us are early adopters and we're there the day it debuts, but I don't think everyone is that way. And so he's woken up to it. And we're talking about why some of the major tabletop RPG publishers are starting to lose fans, and that and other stories over at bleedingfool.com.
Nice.
Right. And Chato, what
Yes.
you got going on?
Well, I will be publishing later on today my Cracker Barrel You've Been Conned video, which you guys all got a preview of in terms of my commentary. We'll see how people react to it. I don't want to keep doing the Cracker Barrel stuff, but I come up with new ideas, and I think it's worthwhile expressing them, and because I have a different perspective.
Can we expect costumes, like even overalls and a hat?
That's what I'm going to do. I did have a hat, and I just need you're right. I just need a piece of wheat in my teeth.
Or a cracker. I mean, you ought to eat a cracker. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Nope. Yeah, or a scone or a biscuit. I need a biscuit.
Maybe you can go.
No, I've got. I don't have any of those accoutrements.
No, what you need is a Cracker Barrel cheese on a biscuit while wearing a hat and overalls. There you go.
And trying to explain to people what Cracker Barrel means in Canada.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you can also explain some black-footed supplements while you're at it. That's actually
Action. He has been so engaged this episode. What a great viewer. Yeah.
ActionCom is awesome, especially when he has time to watch. And I know that he is sorely missed when there's no time codes. But that also helps us greatly in clips and everything. So, but now he's been here, so maybe there'll be time codes today. And if not, it's okay. But if there are, everyone make sure to give all praise to ActionCom. And everyone else, also pick yourself up. Thanks for watching today. We will be back again on Friday. There should be more drops, video dropping suddenly when you least expect it. And for now, it is time for some koalas in the rain.
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given. Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given.